Pastor Gary did a series, The Power of Rest, a few years ago. I didn't even know this church back then, and so I went ahead and I just listened to it, in the whole series.
Just kept having it play over and over and over.
And so it was just so new and just so, it's just so different. And it just made so much more sense. And so that really launched my faith. We visited Powell, and so I really enjoyed it. We were going to a church that she was acquainted to, and she was kind of fighting it.
We didn't really talk too much about it, but the Lord told me, he's like, you need to let Brian choose where you guys go to church. And I was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. I was completely disobedient it was at least 3 months. And then one day we're on our way to our other church, and he's like, hey, can we go to Faith Life? And I was like, sure. And I said, the Lord told me to let you to choose where to go to church. He goes, we're going to Faith Life. And I was like, okay. So we went, and I saw the joy and the excitement in him. So we've been here. Absolutely love it. Like, it's family.
Plugged in a lot of the small groups, and listening to Pastor Gary's teaching on the kingdom just really resonated finally. And so I was able to dream a little bit.
He's like, hey babe, let's go to dinner tonight and write down what we're believing the Lord for. And I froze. I was like, thank you, Jesus. And I said, yeah, let's do it. And then that's when we went to dinner, and we wrote down Habakkuk 2:2 and wrote down everything we were believing for.
Lord spoke to me one day. He's like, all right, write down what you guys want, because I was living in a house that I had purchased before we got married, and it was my comfort zone. We prayed specifically for a house to be hidden from others and revealed to us.
Yes.
So one day she was just she opened up her Facebook and she saw a Granville selling wall, and it says, she goes, hey, look at this house. It might be our home.
I saw this house, and my first words without even thinking were, this just may be our house. And I was at my parents' house, and I sent him the picture, and he texts back. He's like, wow, well, where's Fredericktown? I said, I have no idea. I said, but it's got a lot of the things that we, wrote down and are praying and believing for.
We obviously we looked at it, and there was a few other offers, but it was a for sale by owner, and so they thought that they were gonna, the sellers, they thought that they would put it on Zillow and just get a few more offers potentially.
I started to be like, oh my goodness, like with this market, it's absolutely crazy. But I had to stop myself. I'm like, but you know what? We're children of the Most High King. God's already got it figured out. So I said, I had to stop my mind from going to what the enemy wanted me to speak, and I had to speak truth, even if I didn't believe it.
I asked her, I said, what do you feel like, is a fair price that we should offer? And she said a number, and it was less than the list.
18,000 less than the list.
So we talked about it, and I was like, yeah, that would be ideal.
I said, I just keep getting this number in my spirit. We put our offer in, and they asked if we would put it in the following week, just because they wouldn't have more showings. And so I already knew in my spirit, like, we sowed our seed, we were in agreement. Like, I knew as soon as I stepped foot in that house, I knew it was ours. I just knew it. And so we were like, you know what, we're standing on this price. And our realtors got back to them because they said, well, they want you to pay the difference. And we were just like, we don't have it. We're believing this is our house. Like, we're in agreement. And they came back and they were like, okay.
We found out, later that week that we got the contract, we got the house. And so it's just kind of awesome how it all just happened. And, she casually was looking for 2 years, looking for a home in this market. And then it's just hilarious that we write down, our vision, and then it just came within 3 weeks.
I really believe that the enemy tried to get us off our faith numerous times. But you know what? Like, when I wasn't strong, he was strong. And when he wasn't strong, I was strong. And so we were really just encouraging each other and just reminding each other that the Lord is in this. Like, we sowed our seed. Like, this is ours, and we just gotta stand. And that's what we just kept doing. It's in the country. It's acreage. It's everything that we wanted. So God knows our hearts before we put our requests out. He's waiting on us to request. It says, ask and you shall receive. And we knew what we wanted, but we didn't ask for quite some time. And so when we put our requests out there, the Lord was like, let's go.
All right, great. Okay, so